Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Broke Watch Fanatic with another video, and it'll be about a comparison between the Rolex Datejust and the Oyster Perpetual. While I was making the video on the Oyster Perpetual Red Grape, I was thinking back to the time I was ready to purchase my Datejust back in 2020. I knew I wanted to configure it with a smooth bezel and the Oyster bracelet. And with that variation, I entertained the idea of getting an Oyster Perpetual instead of the Datejust. After all, the OP also comes with a smooth bezel and the Oyster bracelet. I looked up many reviews on YouTube and asked around watch forums like we all do on which model would they buy and why. Some would say that if you want the Datejust, it should be fluted with the Jubilee. Others would pick the Datejust for the date complication, and others would pick the OP for the symmetrical dial. Needless to say, I went with the Datejust simply because I wanted a date complication. But through my research, I found out features that differentiate the Datejust from the Oyster Perpetual. So this video is for those who are stuck between these two models just like I was, and to help you make a more informed decision on your watch purchase. So looking at these two watches, the Datejust is a 36mm while the Oyster Perpetual is a 39mm. If you look at Rolex's current lineup, you can get both of these models in a 36mm or 41mm variant. Aside from the size difference of the case, the Datejust features a more elegant display with more polished finishes than brushed. The Oyster case is entirely polished with the exception of the bottom, where it's mostly brushed but has a polished ring on the screw-down case back. The Oyster case on the Oyster Perpetual, on the other hand, has a more balanced 50-50 ratio of polished and brushed surfaces. The sides of the case are polished, as well as the smooth bezel, while the top of the lugs and the underside of the case are all brushed. Looking at these two from the top down, the Datejust would shine a lot brighter than the OP, and you can see which one belongs in the boardroom and which one belongs at a barbecue. The Datejust also has its signature date magnifier due to its date complication, while the time-only Oyster Perpetual keeps it clean and simple with its flat, uninterrupted sapphire crystal. Moving on to the bracelet, the Datejust features polished center links that continue through the clasp along with the sides. It is more prone to scratches because of its polished nature, but the upside is that it really stands out against the light and adds another layer of interest for the end user. The Oyster bracelet on the OP is all brushed on the top surfaces, except for the sides, and is less susceptible to scratches. It has more of a tool-like appearance and is more subtle under general conditions. The clasp on the Datejust features a raised logo that feels more premium as opposed to an embossed logo on the Oyster Perpetual. The internal side of the clasp is polished on both models, and both feature a lift lock system with a beak and hook that makes a satisfying click. The Datejust has the Easy Link adjustment system that adds 5mm of tool-free adjustment, while this generation Oyster Perpetual did not. The current OPs now have the Easy Link system, but if you're interested in the previous models, just know that it won't come with the Easy Link system. So there you have it, the pros and cons to each of these models. If you're still torn on which one to get, I suggest you create a list of categories that are important to you and see which one checks off more of the boxes. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Until next time, take care everyone.